Nothing is more natural to human psychology than our need to explore the unexplored, conquer the unconquered. One such instance of this was in 1969, when we took one big step and landed on the moon. What is not discussed is the next step, and that's what we have to present to you today. A space exploration device that will tell us what's next for human exploration, the James Webb Telescope. In this video, we will describe the history and development of the telescope, how it builds off its predecessor, the Hubble Space Telescope, and why this telescope is important for the human race. Presenting to you today will be Kinsey Gamal Eldon, myself, Luca Kirklis, Hao Yu Zhang, Nikki Gamire, and Jackie Freeman.
This subject is significant for understanding the universe on a broader scale. According to an article published on March 17, 2022 by Guy Harrison, James Webb Telescope is primarily intended to observe the earliest few 100 million years of the universe and signs of other lives outside the nearby exoplanets. The target audience for our video is people interested in astronomy or looking to pursue the space industry. Our video tells the full history of James Webb Telescope and comparisons with its predecessor, the Hubble Telescope. At the same time, we believe our video could be used to talk to younger students as we follow the topical organizational pattern in an informative way.
Although the James Webb Telescope may seem like a recent event, it has actually been in the making for several years. The original idea for it was to extend the Hubble telescope's discoveries and to enable astronomers to see beyond dust and gas clouds. The idea started all the way back in 1996, and a year later, NASA agreed to fund the research for the project. A few years later, in 2002, a team of engineers and astronomers were assembled and construction began in 2004. All 18 of the specific mirror segments were ready in 2011, and more pieces were assembled. Testing began in 2013, and it continued as more pieces fell into place. In 2019, testing was done, which brings us to what we know and have recently seen, which is the launching on December 25th, 2021.
The James Webb Telescope's development has been highly anticipated, and we can reflect on how Hubble has set a high standard for it to pursue. Despite what people might believe, the James Webb Telescope is not a replacement for the Hubble. It's more of a successor than a replacement, since the goals were inspired by Hubble, and they don't do the same thing. In fact, they work together to capture images using different methods. According to a comparison posted by NASA, the James Webb is used to look at the universe using infrared technology, while Hubble uses optical and ultraviolet wavelengths. Another difference is that the James Webb has a much larger mirror that resembles a honeycomb, while the Hubble's mirror is circular, and you can see the image of it right down there compared to the size of a human. Because of the larger mirror, the James Webb is able to not only capture information farther back in time, but also it can absorb more photons per unit than the Hubble, and it can also observe fainter and more distant objects in the universe. Another difference is that the James Webb has an open architecture with all of its components out in space, and that is so that they do not need an active cooling system, and the James Webb can still remain cold while in space. Another difference between the two telescopes is the locations where they lie. The Hubble is much closer to the Earth, with its orbit being right around the Earth, right above the atmosphere, about 570 kilometers out. Meanwhile, the James Webb is 1.5 million kilometers away, and it actually orbits the Sun along with the Earth. Obviously, the difference in the location means that we get a different angle of space, we get different views of different stars and galaxies, and we can also look farther out into space because it's so much farther away than the Hubble is.
With the development of JWST's infrared technology and Hubble's humbling precedence, the future of space exploration is about to get exciting. Complementary to Hubble's discoveries, NASA states that the JWST mission is to find the first galaxies that formed in the early universe and to see stars form in planetary systems. On May 26, 2022, NASA released an article discussing how JWST was about to uncover some pressing issues about exoplanets, nearing its arrival to Cancri E, an exoplanet whose composition is rocky like Earth's, but exponentially hotter. This mission is to snap images of the exoplanet surface to let astrophysicists understand geological diversity. These images are set to be released on July 12, 2022.
In conclusion, we can see the breakthroughs by James Webb Telescope in astrophysics. It is the successor to the Hubble telescope through decades of research by thousands of scientists. And now, humans can see further, more precisely, and fainter outer space through James Webb Telescope. This coming July 12th, the telescope will bring us the first color images since its launch, and hopefully we can see transformative discoveries from it.